I started just asking tons of questions. I very much had the approach that I was a student. This business had been going great for 70 years. So that a lot had been working, but now things had changed. And like any business, you go through ups and downs, especially one that's been around that long. So I had to figure out, like, why do we exist? Are we going to just go away? Because a lot of businesses just go out of business, like when that product is done and it's replaced by new technology. So it was clear, like, we had existed to make steel and wood wagons. That was our core competency. That's what we knew how to do. That's what consumers expected from us. But it wasn't clear, why should we continue to exist? So I started talking to consumers, and you started the session doing what we started to do. Ask consumers, like, when you were playing with your radio flyer, describe it to me.
Yeah.
What were you experiencing? And we started to hear all these recurring themes, like the sun was in my face, the wind was in my hair, I was with someone I loved, I was imagining that my wagon was a race car or a rocket, and all these really amazing, powerful imagery and emotions. And so I started to realize, okay, we're not in the wagon business. We're in the memories business. We're in the and the other thing people do when you hear radio flyers, they smile and then they tell the story. So we said, we're about smiles and warm memories. And so by kind of going deeper into the meaning of the brand, we were able to unlock, okay, here's other stuff we can do. Yes, of course, we can make plastic wagons and other products like that, but we can make anything kids can play with outside. We can make anything with wheels for kids. And that's what we started to do.
And that became like the focal. It's like, okay, out of I'm sure there's a lot of other ideas that were not wheels for kids. And that was kind of like the focal moment. Like, hey, anything that's wheels for kids, memories, smiles, that's going to be our lane.
Yeah, one of the really pivotal products that helped us understand this was people tell us about the radio flyer wagon story, but oftentimes people would tell us about the radio flyer tricycle they had as a kid. And so we'd say, well, can you describe the tricycle? And they say, yeah, it was red, it was shiny, it had chrome, it had 2 steps on the rear, it had this big bell, it was a radio flyer. But the crazy thing was, we had never made a tricycle.
Right. So, it was the same red color. So people exactly. It's like, that's the same thing.
It was the same. It was a design from another brand that either had gone away or they forgot the brand. But because our brand was so strong, they were attributing our brand to this classic product. And so we did something really smart. We made that tricycle that they imagined having as a kid.
There you go.
We gave them all the design cues they remembered. We put radio flyer on it, and it became a great seller right out of the gates. And so then we're like, okay, we can do more tricycles. And that was a whole new category for us. That's, of course, very close to wagons because it's wheels and it's for kids. And then we became the #1 brand in tricycles, and we started innovating there beyond that classic retro tricycle. And then we started to get into scooters, and we really focused on the ergonomics of how can we make a great scooter that's super stable and easy to ride for a beginner. And that's where we started. And then we started to build out our team and add a lot of designers and engineers that could really ramp up our product development capabilities. So this took years. I mean, this turnaround I'm describing, was 10 plus years to really get us to a place where the financials were stable. We could really start investing and scaling the business.